Hey there, welcome everyone to another episode of Watch Soup. I am your very late host, Bobby Legs, from the Bobby Legs Loves Watches channel, which you are currently watching this on, and I'm joined by my other co-host, my good friend from the Watchdog podcast, Clayton. Clayton, sorry, but hey, how you doing, man? What's going on?
Yeah, no rush here. I'm doing well. Yeah, nothing major going on at all. Really, just yeah,
Are
busy.
you?
Warm weather again. Really
Yeah,
hot. Uh,
yeah,
really taking its toll on me. But it's supposed to
yeah.
cool now, so thank goodness.
Yeah, we had this crazy storm come out to us this afternoon. The weather had been pleasant, and then like lately, it got a hot. I feel like we're like two old men talking about the weather. Anyway,
Yeah, yeah.
and then we had this crazy rainstorm, for 2 hours, just like a shower, basically just a shower. Anyway, um, we still have power. That's
Good.
great. No trees on the
Uh-oh.
property falling, so
Is
we're
it
good.
over now, or are we in
Oh yeah,
danger
yeah,
still?
yeah. It's been
Okay.
over for a couple hours,
Oh, good.
but from like 4:30 to like 6:30, it was just like
Okay.
I had gone food shopping real quick, and then I got out of the car and I was drenched, just like going like
Oh,
10 feet to my house.
oh
It was
man.
crazy.
Yeah. Make a
Uh,
run for it, and you still get soaked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, you got to be excited. Are you excited for Detroit Lion football?
I am, yes.
Yeah,
I'm a little worried, there's all the worries about the two new coordinators and
of course.
backup QB looks, if Goff goes down, we're porked. I'll just
Yeah,
say that. But
yeah.
yeah, I'm excited. I think the defense, D line could probably use another person. I'm hoping they re-sign Zadarius Smith, but you must be excited for the Commanders.
I am, but I'm also worried. Terry McLaurin, Scary Terry, is
Yeah,
asking for a trade, and
yeah.
it's like, oh man, you know what I mean? I like that guy. You know what I mean? He's such a good weapon.
Oh yeah, no kidding. Yep.
Um, and
Hopefully
so
they pay him. He deserves it. He's been there a long time,
I
and
think
he's
so.
older though.
Yeah, yeah, but I mean, he's like one of these guys who he may lose a step, but he will still. I feel like he will still be a factor. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like he's like one of these guys who, I'll take him at 95, at 90%. You know what I mean? On my team, because he brings like not just the play on the field, but the locker room stuff,
yeah.
and that's worth. You want that kind of quality player on
Exactly
your
right,
team,
exactly,
especially.
and he's, like, automatic 1,000 yards pretty
Yeah,
much every year,
absolutely. He
so,
can be a
yeah,
possession receiver
yeah.
for that's
Oh,
fine.
yeah.
Hey, what do you got on wrist today?
I am wearing the new, co-owned
Oh,
watch between my
congratulations!
wife and
Yeah,
I,
let me
the,
get a little spotlight,
BB54.
little
Yeah.
spotlight on that one.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, actually shows
nice.
up pretty well. Yeah, not
Yeah,
bad. Yeah, the dial's really cool, like a granular sandy.
yeah.
And my wife loves it. Most importantly,
That's
she's
nice.
wearing it to work and showing her coworkers, and she really likes it. The
Oh,
bonus is we roughly have the same size wrist, which I'm not sure I'm proud to admit or not, but we do. So yeah, it works really well. I have to let out the micro adjust almost all the way, and she puts it in. It's a little loose on her,
yeah.
yeah, that makes it much easier to share a watch.
No,
I don't have
that's
to
great.
change a link every time or put it on a strap to wear it. We can just, and this bracelet's amazing. So yeah,
Yeah, yeah, and it's kind of like foreshadowing a little bit of what like Bruce is talking about in his
right,
video that you're going to
right.
be showcasing. Hey, I got my. Well, I got
Oh yeah,
my Citizen. I just love this watch.
loving it.
Look, I mean, I have the new GP, and I do wear that in the evenings. But I was running around, and this is the watch now that I have running around, and then another foreshadowing of what Bruce said about him liking the Marine Master. This watch reminds me of that, and that's why I think I like
Definitely.
it so much. So I think like one of these days, one of those Marine Master, one of these older ones, is going to be in the cards for me for sure. Hey, let's say hello to the chat. And then we have a name for them, right?
Yes.
What's the name? What's the name?
Which one do so? Yeah, which one did we decide to
The one
go
that
with?
you like. I'll go with the one that you like.
Oh, I
The
like the
LL,
broth boys and gals or the ladle. What was it? The ladle
the
legion.
Ladle Legion,
Yeah.
the Ladle Legion.
Welcome to the ladle legion. Thank
Yeah,
you so much for joining us.
you guys in the chat, you guys are the Ladle Legion. So
uh,
whenever we get T-shirts made,
Yes.
yeah,
I'll talk to I'm seeing my friend who makes them. She's gonna make my t-shirts for me. So she'll probably like, what?
yeah, yeah,
Soup?
yeah.
What?
Maybe just wait a little while before you write that one. Okay.
He's like, "You know what?
Uh,
On second thought, I cannot work with you anymore.
yeah,
You're an
yeah.
idiot."
Hey, there's Marcel. He's wearing the UN Freak this evening. Steve is here. What's going on, Steve? Wearing his VCs. Oh, VC.
Oof.
Man, I didn't. I don't think I knew you had that. Oh, you're so sneaky, man. You're so sneaky, Steve. Um, Watch 60. He's here. What up,
Hey, what's going on?
Steve? Hey, Wayben's here. Wearing his GS show. Um, Mr. Wilson, good to see you. Hey, Eric, well, good to see you here. Hey, Maison is here. What's going on? Wearing his Swiss Red Pioneer again. Roasting hot there in the UK. Yikes. Um, Underachieving watch collector. Bobby needs another watch so he won't be late to his live stream. I need to be wearing it, right. Jeffrey O'Neill's here. Go Detroit. Left
Yes.
8 on the wrist. He loves his Lions and his Tigers. Tigers are having a season, right?
Yeah, they were red hot, and then the last month has been a little
Yeah,
dicey. They
yeah.
lost like, gosh, help me, Jeffrey, like 11 of 12 or something like that. They've won a couple
Oof.
series now, but the
Yeah,
Guardians
they were
are on their
crashing.
tails. They're like six. Lions or Tigers had like a 15-game lead at one point. Now it's six. So
Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Mr. Robert Wood, good to see you. Hey, I think, are you leading off today or am I leading off?
I think I did last week, but
Okay.
I'm happy to again if you
No, no,
want.
I'll lead off. So we'll jump right into it. This week's video that I selected was Watch Chris. These things don't matter. Watch collectors care too much about stuff that doesn't matter. Oh, this is a great topic, right? We always talk about stuff like this, don't we? And so, not the first time that Watch Chris has tackled this topic, but he has another twist to it. So, yeah, he breaks it down. He's got like these pet peeves that he discusses. First being in-house movements. He said there's a lot of people out there who, when they spend money or a lot of money on a watch, they want an in-house movement. They want to um, when they see a base movement at a or Salida or Le Jour Perret and it's over 1K, they go crazy. They go crazy. Okay, so here's some of the pros and cons that he goes with the in-house movements. And Clayton, after I go through that, get your take. We'll just go through this piecemeal because it's only like about 3 or 4 pet peeves. So some of the pros for the in-house movement is that they're great to look at. Uh, they have different components than your typical base movements like the ETA and the Salida. The finishing might be better, etc. And they offer something unique, right? And so, but the cons are that uniqueness can be a bad thing. In-house movements might be unreliable. The finishing may not be as great as you think it should be, and it depends on the manufacturer. That depends on the manufacturer. The in-house movement costs a lot more, and so they do pass that along to the client. And then, of course, it might be harder to service. How do you feel about this pet peeve? How do you feel about in-house versus, you know, at a, mass-produced movements?
Yeah, I mean, I can take it or leave it. It's not an end all be all. I appreciate when a brand like Nomos, for instance, and that World Timer I have can develop an in-house movement, a
Yeah.
small brand, the smallish brand, and make it thin in a World Timer. Like I love that stuff. But also, if I really like the watch and like the Toledano and Chan, I really like those. And they were like 6 grand, and I think they have a Salida. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
I like it. So if I had the money to buy that at when it was released and I couldn't make it work, I wouldn't think twice about buying because I really like it and I don't really care about the movement all that much. But if we're going over that, then it should probably have in house. Like if I'm paying 10,000, I'd
Mhm.
feel a little
Yeah.
funny about an ETA or a Salida or something like
Yeah.
that, or a Le Joux Perret. But really under 5K, I can go either way. Really,
Yeah.
it's not a big sticking point for me.
Yeah. Yeah. I think I'm with you on that one. Like, I don't care. Let me take that back. Um, if you give me like a watch like Zen, right, and they typically charge 3, 4, maybe even $5,000 for a lot of their watches, and they use Solitas or Le Jour Perret or whatever movement that is not theirs because they have not developed an in-house movement. They give you so much tech. right, with the
Mhm.
watch, that okay, yeah, I'm totally fine with that. And if they regulate the watch and they, modify it a little bit, even more power to them, right? So like, if it's not in house and it's over 1K, well, that's a little, not realistic for me. I mean, once you get to the $4,000 to $5,000 range, then I'm expecting, an introduction to maybe some of these in-house movements. But it's not necessarily a requirement, right? Like, for example, like, like some of these, like, Benzinger watches, right? He uses an ETA 6498, right? The pocket watch movement. He charges 10,000, 11, $12,000 for a watch. I totally think they're worth it.
Yeah.
Now, because he engraves the crap out of it, right? And he gives you some guilloche dials, you know what I mean? Like, and like, so the hand guilloche, you know what I mean? And like the movement doesn't even look like, what your typical base ETA 6498 will look like. I mean, yeah, yeah, the big wheels and whatnot, but I mean, like, it just looks totally completely different. And it's like the workmanship on there, right?
Right.
That I would appreciate. So there are some exceptions, but yes, when you're getting to the $10,000 range, mostly I want to see an in-house movement. Now, I think there's some downfalls, uh, to an in-house movement potentially, as Chris mentioned. I mean, the servicing, right? You can't really just go typically to your local watchmaker if you have one, to work on that, right?
Yep.
So that may present an issue, and then there's added costs, right, to that. So yeah, I mean, like, I felt like early on in my watch collecting, or when I made that turn from affordable to like luxury, that I want in-house movements and everything, right? That's I deserve that. Now, not so much. Now, I mean, I'm fine with most of my collection having an ETA or Salida or Miota, and
Yep.
then having one of these like outliers that has the in-house movement.
Question for you, like on the
Yeah.
Benzinger, for instance, like that workmanship, does that complicate the serviceability of one of those off the
Oh,
shelf movements?
I don't know. I think typically, like, the 6498 is a very robust movement, meaning that, like, you don't really have to service it that often, right? I mean,
Right.
like, if you keep it wound, and I think, like, keep the oils going, I mean, I don't think that's an issue. Uh, for example, um my Panerai has a 6498. Watch is like 17 years old. Never had it.
Yeah.
Never had a service,
Yeah.
and it's great. So, but getting to your question, I don't know. I don't know if it does complicate it. You know. Um,
Hmm. I have that Vogard that is still upstairs. It's that world timer, with the you pull the dongle and the bezel
yeah.
moves, and then the hour hand works similarly to that Nomos world timer that I have. Same kind of idea. Um, it has a bespoke sort of mechanism to move the bezel, and that's broken, but the
Oh,
movement is fine. It's a 2892, so
yeah.
easy, but
Yeah.
it's a bespoke movement. So I've or a bespoke mechanism. So I've had a hard time finding somebody who's willing to work on
Oh,
that. My
right.
watchmaker, my local watchmaker tried and he wouldn't touch it, and, unfortunately, he's no longer with us.
No.
Um,
Oh,
he
sorry.
passed. He passed,
Oh
yeah.
man.
I talked about it on my podcast, horrible story, got hit by a drunk driver when he was riding his bicycle, like, awful.
Oh my
Um,
God.
but, yeah, so he wouldn't touch and nobody will touch it, that watch, so, it's up in my closet in a box.
Oh, yikes. Hey, you touched about this last week, but watch this
Yeah.
once again. So just quick review on
Oh,
your.
yeah. Yeah, it was good. I didn't actually record a podcast. I was supposed to record with my wife about this tutor, and she got cold feet. She was too nervous. She had a family stuff last weekend too with her mom and stuff, so she just was not in a place to record. We're gonna try this week. I will talk about SummerSlam on that, but in short, it was epic. 2 nights, so fun. Stayed at a CD hotel
Yeah.
in Carlstadt, was it?
Yeah,
Is that
cross
what
that.
it's
Yeah,
called?
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
yeah, yeah. But I'll talk about more on the podcast. But yes, thank you. It was an awesome time. Got some great pictures. It was, both
Nice.
nights ended with these swerves that nobody saw coming, which was really cool. So yeah, fun weekend.
Nice. What's up, KRJ? Eric saying reworked movements add some value to using. I agreed. Using off the shelf.
Yeah.
I totally agree with that. Hey, James, good to see you, buddy. Thanks for joining us.
Oh, he may have missed. We're the
Yeah, hey,
Ladle
James, that's
Legion.
suspense. It's
Yep.
Ladle Legion. The Ladle, the Ladle Legion. Okay.
uh,
All right. All right. All right. Let's go to this. Continue with Chris's video. The second pet peeve, and he said he likes a watch that has more than 100-meter water resistant, but people like to screw down case back and screw down crown, but 100-meter water resistant, it's enough. You never really need anything more in your day-to-day operation, unless you're a day-to-day diver, right? You're gonna need more than 100 meter water resistance. So, screw down crown, albeit nice. I mean, you could still get water in there if you didn't screw down the crown, right? It's
right.
possible to do that. Screw down case back, a nice feature. He prefers to watch with the screw down case back, but again, not like a requirement. But anyway, what's your feeling on water resistance? To me, it's just okay. On a dive watch, I want some water resistance, but on a dress watch, if it's 30, if the chrono's like 30 or 50, I'm okay with that.
Yeah, same, same. It used to be a big deal to me, I think. I would go as far as like, and we'll talk about this, not buying a diver if it had a see-through case back. Like, oh
Yeah,
no, it's gonna matter. I don't care anymore.
yeah, yeah,
No, the specs don't really care to me. If I like the watch, it could have -10 water resistance. I'll
you're
still
right.
buy it because I like it. So
Yeah,
yeah, I'm way past worrying about that.
yeah, me too. Um, Speaking of case back, so the next pet peeve, uh, he notices from collectors, closed case back versus open case back. There's one occasion where you would want a closed case back, in his opinion, and that is with a quartz movement. Although, albeit there's some quartz movements out there that are
Hmm.
good look at. And having an open case back when you have a mechanical movement is almost always better. And this is where I was like, oh, wait, wait, wait. But then, this is where it's not, and I totally agree with this one. Um, um, but if you have like a movement, right, that is a base movement and there's no work done, or an unsigned rotor, then put a case back on it. I mean, like,
Yeah.
you don't need to see that. And I totally agree with that. And I'll go even one step further. Um, Not only put uh, uh, a a screw down case back on it, or a case back on it, because the movement decoration is impressive, but you're going to save on your height and thickness, especially, and it may make the watch even a slightly thinner. And I think that is a plus. These Sayosas, the Citizen Sayosas, great looking watches. I like them. They have an exhibition case back on it,
Hmm.
on some of them, and the movement. It's just a base Miota. Nothing to see here. The rotor is okay. It's like a gold tone
Gold.
rotor, right? And they may have like the word Citizen on it, but you don't really need to see that case, that movement. Now I get it. It's marketed to a whole lot of people who may not be into watch collecting, who may not know any better, and see, oh, it's a mechanical movement. I like to see it. But trust me, that watch is 10 times better with a solid case back, and saving like a millimeter or two with it, because it'll fit that much better. That is just my opinion. How
Yep.
about you?
I'm same as you pretty much. It's boring. We're agreeing on everything. Yeah, I 9 times out of 10, I'd rather have a cool engraving instead of being able to see the movement because of thinness. If it's a hand finished movement like the Benzingers, or
Hmm.
even like that Moser I had, then I want to see
Yeah.
it. But otherwise, I don't really care. I can look at pictures of it if I really want to see it, but
Yeah.
everybody I show my watches to really gets a kick out of that. And I think back to your Soyosa point, I think that's precisely why
Yeah.
there is a see-through case back on that watch, because it is targeting new collectors, maybe
Yeah.
people who aren't really collectors. They're just looking for one really solid watch to wear all the time. They get a kick out of that. So I think it has a lot of value to those kind of people. Me, I don't know. I like the Speedmaster, even with the Sapphire Sandwich. I'm like, I don't know. I'm buying this because it's a tool watch that went to the moon. It's a
Mm.
beautiful movement. Do I really need to see it though? Like, yeah, I'm really hardcore. I'd rather have a see-through case back on most watches unless they're outstandingly beautiful and well
Yeah.
finished.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Totally agreed. Um, I mean, so I'm saying I have an Navitimer, the definite 30. meter water resistant sports watch, practically a sponge. That said, I've had it serviced last year and zero mention of water ingress in its 15 years. Yeah.
Nice.
Not all watches need exit. Absolutely agree. Um, Wilson, the GSC of Clowns is quartz, but is open case back with a decent look. Yeah, it's decent. I had that watch too,
Yep.
Wilson. But I mean, it could if it had a flat case back, it would have been a little bit thinner, and I think it would have been even that much more enjoyable to wear. Although it's a great watch and it wears great. Not all watches need exhibition case back too, especially if the movement isn't really great to look at. Agreed.
Yep.
Absolutely agreed. Um, his next pet peeve: box and papers, especially and this one and the next one is basically just focusing on the pre-owned. It's not all that important. Chris is saying. He says if you can save money on a watch that you plan on keeping, you don't need box and papers, right? It's not like you're carrying the box and papers around with you all the time to show people, right? And this is, I agree with him. There might be certain watches though, even in pre-owned, that I would want the box and papers, right? Rolex. I don't know, for some reason, I think I'd want, even if I bought a pre-owned Rolex, I want the box and papers,
Right.
right? Um, and it's maybe because partly, well, I mean, like, if I decided to sell, I'll sell more of at a premium. Also, there's a lot of fakes out there for Rolexes, right? That's one of the most commonly, faked watch, right? Counterfeit. So, like, I want the box papers, and although maybe that those can be, faked as well, it's less likely then. And of course, you're buying a seller at this point. Anyway, like my Girard Perregaux, the Richeville that I've been hunting for years, right? It didn't stop me that this one didn't have box of papers. It didn't stop me at all. I saw the movement. I could see it before I was purchasing it, that movement was a legit GP movement. I bought it through eBay. It had an authentication guarantee, and it also had a return policy on it. So, like, if I didn't like it, I could send it back. So, and I plan on keeping that watch. I mean, that's going to be a permanent watch in the collection. I don't need box
Yep.
of paper. How about you?
Yeah, I mean, I guess I do prefer it.
Mm,
I have bought the Cartier Santos 100 I bought did not have box of papers. It was an older watch. I think, and I'm noticing this now with my wife, we're sharing a luxury watch, or I guess Tudor is entry level luxury. But anyway, I mean, if it were up to her, she'd throw the box away. Just
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
why do we need it? It's stupid. And I'm just like, every little bit and bob that comes with it, I save, and that's true with almost everything I buy, almost every product, not limited to watches. I try to save the box just in case if it needs to get returned, or I do sell it because I sell other things besides watches if I need to as well. So, yeah, but if I can, I'm gonna try to find. That's my one big sticking point about Delray Fed. So many of those watches on there don't have box and papers, and
Mm,
they are priced well.
yeah.
But yeah, I'm 9 times out of 10, I'm gonna try like Wilson here to keep the
Yeah.
box and papers.
Yeah, but I mean, and I get that. But if I can save like a couple thousand,
Yeah.
you know,
Yep.
that makes it very much that makes it hard for me,
And like you
especially
said, just know that you're going to get less for it when you
right,
do
right,
sell it, right?
right,
If
exactly.
you're cool with that, then yeah,
Yeah.
hey, whatever works for you.
Maison saying he's a completionist, and I think a lot of us are here on a lot of the Legion is. I'm all for. I want all the bets, full set. But if you're buying vintage, that's when box of paper should be disregarded, unless you are very, very lucky. True,
Yeah.
fair point. Underachieving watch collector says I have watch boxes filling half the closet. Yeah. Caliber. Hey, sorry I'm late. Didn't know there was a stream tonight. Sorry, buddy. Anyway, looking forward to hearing about Bruce Williams, and you're just in time because it's coming up very, very soon. Okay. Um.
Wait, I wanted to ask you, do you have
Oh,
any pet peeves that he did not mention? Any that really bother you that he did not talk about? Oh, are you done yet? I'm sorry, you're not
oh
done
yeah,
yet.
I got one
No.
more, but
Oh,
I'll be
okay,
thinking
alright.
of. But yeah,
Okay.
he also
Yeah.
mentioned, people. A lot of people harp on condition of
Right.
the watch, right? And so, like, you can always save some money, right? If it's he's talking about a friend who wants a mint watch but doesn't want to buy it new. and that's and then obviously, I mean, people expect that if it's pre-owned that there should be some sort of discount on it, right? But I mean, like if you you know buy a pre-owned watch, and if you see, if it has a couple dings on it, you probably can get a really good deal on it. And you're gonna put dings on it anyway. And he said that he gets, like, you people want to be the first person to put dings on their watches, but for me, I've gotten over that. Like, like the GP that I got has a couple little dings here and there, but I mean, like, they're so, I mean, for the price that I got, and they're not very noticeable. Like, it's
Yeah.
okay. It's okay. How about you?
Don't really care
Yeah.
unless there's a disparity between what they told me and how it really is in real life. Like if it's way worse, then I may take umbrage with it. But if there's a
Yeah.
few scratches on it, I don't care. Yeah,
Yeah.
because usually you can get some money off.
Right.
So,
Right.
and I kind of wear without a care anyway. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. I mean, like, I'll try to find, like, the best example.
right.
Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, right.
But if it has like a ding or two on it, especially
It
if it's like on the case back or like under a lug, it's totally fine.
Yeah.
It's
It
totally
kinda
fine.
takes the pressure off too because they could just wear it without worrying. Sometimes when you get like this Tudor is so high polish, especially on the bezel and the
Yeah.
case and like the clasp that and my wife is I don't know if your wife wears watches this way, but she could not care less about scratching. She sized it. It came when she was home and I was at work and she can size a watch, no
Yeah.
problem. So she sized it and was wearing it. And I looked at it, I was like, "Oh, you wasted no time." There's like a good
Ah,
scratch on the I think she did it when she sized it because I'm a little careful in that instance, like, when I'm sizing it, I
sure.
don't really wanna put scratches on there.
Of
When I'm
course.
once I'm wearing it, I'll bang it around, I don't care, but
Yeah.
in sizing and
Yeah.
stuff, I'm extra careful,
Yeah.
and she probably just hit it with the tools and all that, probably didn't give a shit, so
Uh, that's awesome.
yeah.
We need a T-shirt with a saddle. I think you mean ladle. I would wear it with pride. All right. Well, we'll work on it. Hey, any trick? What's
A
going on?
ladle on a saddle, we
I laid
can
on
that's
a,
both words.
a ghost stay crown position for
Mm,
any watch over 700 bugs me. Getting back to your question, I'm sure. I don't know. I don't know if I have any pet peeve. I mean, I'm sure I do. I just can't think of any, like, right now. Like, I mean, I probably had things probably bothered me more years ago
yeah,
than now. You know, so, like, I really, like, I don't have a necessarily a pet peeve on, um how I wear a watch or how you wear a watch, or I mean, like, the only thing that's close, for me, being, and it's not necessarily a pet peeve, but being obsessive, is like, when I line up my watches in the watch box, they're always like from smallest to largest. That's all.
yeah.
That's my thing. What about you? Any pet
Um,
peeves?
so I have one, the clasp has to be centered on the back of my wrist. I'm
Oh yeah, I'm
really
with you
weird
on that.
about that. Yep,
Yep. Okay, I'm with you
yep.
on that. I
So
mean,
when I got home in the Tudor, I tried it on and the clasp was way off to one side. I was like, sorry, honey, do you mind? Since you were already sizing it, you wanted, she's like, sharing a watch with you already sucks.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. No, no, I'm with you. I'm with you on
yeah,
that. I'm sure things will pop up. Buying used, my Navitimer was pristine, and so was my Pioneer. Well, that's awesome, man. First day wearing his Explorer 39, Underachiever Watch Collector says he made a big ding on the bezel. Oof,
happens.
that's gotta hurt, man.
Yeah,
Only pet peeve for some reason is a listing of a new with no photos of the watch on someone's wrist. Okay, so you want to see it on somebody's wrist?
right. I like to see that too. And then sometimes in sales listings, only one picture. Like, give me all the angles, give
I
me the case back. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I see what he's saying, Clayton. He's saying
Okay.
the watch is new, but it's on somebody's wrist. So
Oh
he's saying it's
yeah,
actually
yeah.
not really new. It's
Because they put it on their wrist, so it's not
yeah,
officially new
yeah,
anymore. Yeah. I know some people stretch the meaning of new in
right,
box.
right. Toolless micro adjust is nice, but it doesn't matter to me. Um, yeah, it's nice to have. You know what I like, and I get, so with newer watches that come out, like, I feel like they all should have like the the spring bars that you could just like pop off.
Mhm. Quick,
Quick,
yeah, quick
quick
release.
release. Like
Yeah,
I feel like they should they'll have that now.
yeah,
I'm not, like my GP. Okay, that's not gonna have it. That watch was made in the '90s and or early 2000s. I get it,
yeah.
but like, just give me quick release. And I don't know if it's a peeve, but it's just like it's an ask. It's a nice to have, and I would rather it always be available.
I think if you want new people to get into watches, it's a must because sometimes I think people look at a bracelet and like, or they're afraid to. They don't even know that's a possibility to change out the bracelet for
Yeah,
another strap or something,
yeah,
because it just look at it like, what do I do? Yeah, I
yeah.
think with quick release so the one thing about that Nomos is it has the 2 quick release, so you have to grab it with both, and, I don't have fingernails, so you have to do it with, like, those pliers, and I'm always afraid
Ah,
of it, like, slipping and, like,
yeah,
scratching the watch, but, I
yeah,
wish it was only 1. I don't really love the 2 tabs.
yeah. Oh, I just remember another one. Small moon phases. Like, give me a big moon
Ah.
phase, man. I know we talk about that all the time.
No, that's true. I'm trying to think if I can come up with any others on the spot. Not really, not right
Yeah,
now. I'm sure there are a bunch. There like you said, I'm sure there were more 3 years ago than there
yeah,
are now. Yeah.
yeah. Okay, hey, let's move on to your pick from Bruce Williams. Top four watch brands I've owned to date and why.
All right, I thought I would pick this so we can talk about ours. I think I'll go all through them, and
Yeah.
then would love to hear yours. I'll
Oh
go
yeah.
through mine, and then hopefully people in the chat play along and, yeah, tell us what their 4 favorite are. So he gets right into the video, Bruce. The top 4 watch brands he's ever owned. He starts with his honorable mentions: Grand Seiko, Omega, Glashütte Original, and Zenith. He doesn't really follow up on any of that. He gets right into his 4th favorite, which is Cartier. Nobody does elegance quite like Cartier does.
Mm,
Everyone he's owned has been phenomenal. Dressy, timeless, but still sporty enough to look great in more casual situations, which he's in 95% of the time. He's almost always casual. He enjoys the stories behind them as well. Each design he's owned has excellent history that goes back over 100 years in some cases, like with the Santos and the Tank. He doesn't put too much stock into this, but Cartier is a brand that is known among non-watch enthusiasts as well. They're just a widely recognized name. They're a jewelry brand, so people know them from that as well. Fragrance. They're more than just a luxury brand and luxury watchmaking house, but he loves them because of their watchmaking history. His favorite he's owned to date is the Tank Solo XL. Classic, elegant, and beautiful. Every time he puts it on, or he put it on when he owned it, put a smile on his face. Um, his wife is currently looking at watches. Her Eco Drive finally died. She's never owned a luxury watch, and now she's looking at the Tank Must as an option.
mm.
That got him excited at the possibility of them getting different size musts and having matching watches. Yeah, I bet he has a bigger wrist than his wife, so maybe sharing a watch isn't probably going to
Yeah.
work. So he may need just a couple's pair of watches, different sizes. Yeah, Cartier. I mean, I don't know if they made my top 4 or not, but what an awesome brand. What a
Yeah.
great
Great
brand,
brand.
and, I hope to own another one at some point.
Yeah.
All right, number 3 on his list, Breitling. Breitling has a distinctive style. I was surprised Breitling was in here, but I guess he's
Mm,
talked a lot about them. He thinks it's a very recognizable brand. In many cases, the designs are large and bold and have fantastic wrist presence. He's owned a few of their complications in the past as well, but he always comes back to their chronographs, right? Bazan has the Navitimer. I think that's what they're most known for. He thinks that's their bread and butter. He also loves Breitling's anti-reflective coating. He's a big ARC guy. He's a big stickler on that in almost all of his reviews. They enhance the clarity of the dial and cut down on reflections. He likes that Breitling leans heavily into their story and history. He loves the B logo. He recently heard a great story from a friend about how Willie Breitling actually used to supply Great Britain with cockpit instruments. And that was a little bit risky for him to do during World War II, but he did it anyway. So he loves those kind of stories about Breitling. Bruce's favorite is the Datora that he ever owned, the salmon dial, large and complicated and unexpected design when you picture what Breitling traditionally does. Number 2, Seiko. He'll never forget his first horological love, Seiko. Japanese made, affordable, vertical integration, and endless options across multiple price points. You're hard to please if you can't find a Seiko that works for you. Like, what's up with you, buddy? Can't find one that works for you? They just all kinds of price points, all kinds of designs. He's partial to their divers, of course. He's owned a countless number of them. He loves the retro designs like the Willard. He likes the modern classics like the Sumo and the Transocean. He thought the monster was pretty ugly when he first saw it, and he used to collect Invicta, so that's saying a
Right.
lot.
Right.
But sure enough, after a few months, he bought a monster and loved it. I still think the monster's pretty ugly. Actually, that's my least favorite Seiko diver. Hope that's not controversial. Uh, Once he acquired a taste for Seiko, all hope was lost for him. He'll always love them for their size and originality, the best loom in the business. He likes the crown at 4 o'clock, the curvaceous cases. I feel like he's getting a little, I don't know, a little randy during this video. Curvaceous cases. He also he thinks it's hard for a brand to do vintage throwbacks and modern designs well, but Seiko pulls that off well. Picking a favorite for him was so hard because he's owned so many, but he ultimately went with a watch you talked about earlier, the Marine Master 300.
Yeah.
There aren't many other divers on the market that have that type of character. And number one, yawn, boring, lame, Rolex. Number one choice for him. It's the most popular watch brand in the world. He's never experienced a more reliable, comfortable, and easy to use brand than Rolex. Never had more accurate movements, the best bracelets, the best clasps. They do things, so many things so well. Even down to the loom, they have good loom. They make thin watches. And it's speaking as somebody who buys and sells regularly, he appreciates that they hold their value well. He's lost a ton of money on watches over the years, so he really appreciates that. He does not care for the authorized dealer games that you have to play in order to get one in most cases. He doesn't love that nonsense. He thinks it's one of the worst things about our hobby. But there's no denying, of course, that they make a great product. And his favorite is the Gold Day Day. That's a pretty baller watch. He loves the size, the bracelet, the color of the gold. It's timeless and beautiful, and it's the best Rolex experience he's ever had. So take a walk down memory lane, my friend. What are your top four favorite brands that you've ever owned? Like me, you've owned plenty.
Yeah. Yeah. So that I've ever owned. Okay, so let me do a honorable mention because
Okay.
he did that as well. And I would have to put in the likes of Seiko, Citizen, and Nomos in the honorable mention. There's just too many watches that I really really love, so I have to throw that in there. Um, so Seiko, obviously, multiple Seikos, and enjoy them all. Probably my favorite is, oh, man, and I've had some good Seikos. Feel like I never had a Marine Master, and I strive to get that one day. But I like the the GMT divers that they just came out with in the last couple of years. That are are they the the baby Marine Master GMT whatever?
Yeah, those are
I
really nice.
Yeah, I had
Yeah.
it greened out twice. Love that watch. And It was good. And I also had one of their spring drive GMTs, the blackout version of it, and that was a good watch too. Citizen, I just there's so many Citizens that I've had. The Citizen was a great watch with a blue washi paper. This watch. And a couple others, and almost I've owned the club, and that's one of my favorite watches. So I mean, I'm just gonna do like top three because like number I Rolex. I had the Submariner. That's number three. Rolex. I had the Submariner, um, and the Air King. Submariner is a great watch, and so is the Air King. Zin. Okay, number two. So many Zins. Um, so many Zins. U50 sticks out as one that I really really enjoy. The 903, which is like a Navitimer, clone, and a bunch of others. Um, and then number one, I mean, Gerard Pergo. I mean, I got
Wow.
my little baby Grail, and I got my my Seahawk, which is like the first luxury watch I've ever bought. So, and now these are just watches that I've owned. These are not necessarily my top three or four favorite brands now at the moment. That could be for another discussion. How about you?
All right, so let's see. We'll do a couple honorable mentions here as well. Cartier. I've owned the Santos 100 and then the Santos with the DLC bezel.
Mm,
Really love the brand. That's a brand I could not get. I think I've said it before. Just didn't get that brand. I thought they were ugly, actually,
yeah,
just the Roman numerals and everything. Then I got to try them on and realized like they're way more sporty than they have any right to be, and they can pretty much handle anything you throw at them while looking good doing it. So I
yeah,
love that about them. So yeah, I think I've sold two Santos now. So in an effort to not cycle through so many watches, it might be Tank Time or maybe something like the Drive or maybe
ooh,
your favorite, the Roadster.
Roadster so
There's so
good.
many different ways to go, and
Yeah,
they don't make the certain models anymore either, so you have to kind of find them. In some cases, neo vintage. Even I think the
yeah,
Santos 100 I had was neo vintage. Didn't have the box and paper, so wasn't exactly sure what
yeah,
year, but it definitely looked like it had some neo vintage wear on it.
yep,
So Cartier, I think Citizen. Unfortunately, did not make the top four. Honorable mention. Love the brand,
yeah,
the Citizen. They
yeah,
never seem to stick around, and that's why they didn't make the top. And I know some of
mm,
the other brands I'm going to talk about haven't stuck around either, but I currently don't have one Citizen in my collection at all anymore. And I like you, I see that diver. I see some other things they do. Like those new Landmasters with the Annie
yeah,
Digi, like those
yeah,
look
yeah,
really
yeah, yeah,
badass. Like,
they do.
they're just a impulse. That's the thing. I think Citizen are. I'm bored. I want to buy a watch, and I see all these amazing looking Citizens, and maybe that's why they don't last. And
Mm,
I thought the
this is
Citizen would last, but
yeah,
unfortunately, it didn't. So yeah, I think those would probably be the only two honorable mentions. Um, so let me go on my list here. Number four is Rolex.
mm,
Like Bruce said, I agree with everything he said. Best bracelets, best bezel action, best clasps. I've owned four of them, and I think only the Air King lasted longer than like 8 months.
yeah,
There's just something with the designs that don't necessarily connect with me, even though the watches are super well made. Um, I think the perception of a lot of people gets to me at times. How people feel about the brand, but I just respect them as not hype pieces and flexes. I mean, they're really just solid,
yeah,
well-built watches that
absolutely.
you don't have to worry about. Strap it on, do whatever you want to. Water resistant. They'll handle everything, and they're comfortable. They're so comfortable. So even though the Air King I think is a lifetime keeper for me, I'm not sure I'll add another one, but you never know. You never know. Three, unfortunately, is Seiko. Kind of the Citizen problem, uh, where they don't really always last. I kind of pick them up because I see so many cool looking ones and get intrigued. And then after 3 months, when I'm ready for the next watch to come in, they're the first thing to go.
Right.
It's always the Seiko. Well, I'm buying a new watch. I have to sell all my Seikos, but my favorite is the SNR 045. I think the one I own right now. I think that's my favorite Seiko diver. I smile every time I put it on. The Marine Master in general, like I think if you like that big watch, but I think have you owned an SNR before? Did you own
Is that the
Spring Drive Titanium?
yeah,
You own the
the
one I have,
GMT,
right?
the
Yeah.
GMT,
Oh,
the
yeah, yeah,
blackout,
okay,
yeah,
okay. Yeah. So I think, that's just the Marine Master and stainless steel are so heavy, but the
yeah,
SNR and titanium is just a great solution to that. So I think it's fun to wear, and it's huge, and it makes me smile because it's huge,
yeah,
I think. So, I think number 2 is Moser. It was so cool to say that I owned a Moser, which when I got into watches, that was like a fantasy. I never, ever in a million years thought I would be able to own, uh, high horology luxury brand like that. And even though I don't own one anymore, I get to say that I did and have the pictures to think back on it fondly. And Casio G Shock number one. Uh,
wow,
yep, they're my
yeah,
favorite. If you told me I could only own one watch brand from here on out, it would just be G-Shock because I don't know. There's so many fun ones. They're collectible. They're not a whole lot of money. I can wear them for work. I can wear them after work and not give a crap what it looks like. So I think they're the brand that still puts the biggest smile on my face. I go through phases where I
yeah,
like
sure,
them less and I like them more, but they're always a constant. So and so many
wow,
fun like Casio watches too.
yeah,
The world timers and all that stuff. So many fun ones.
wow, wow.
Yeah.
Um, James, his top 4, Sego GS Creator, right? That family there.
Oh yeah.
Longines, Omega, and Casio. So he another Casio guy right there
Yep.
for you. Watch six though. His four favorite brands were the Breitling, Omega, Seiko, and IWC. Okay.
Nice.
Rick with another one for GS and Creator, Omega, IWC, and Hanhart.
He's
Hey,
got that
Chip.
beautiful Creedor.
Yep. Mizone says I've only owned four. Okay. Black Palm,
Wow.
Monk, Palm, Moser, Breitling, and Zen. Zen come bottom of the list because all three Zen I have are broken and need repair.
Oof.
Blancpain and Moser have been brilliant to own.
Yep.
Wow. Dibs here. Hey, Rolex. We can close this chat now. Another vote for G Shock. Wow, look at that. G Shock, Tudor, and Zen for Mr. O'Neill. Arizona has little desire to own Rolex. Even if I were to get Rolex I want, the brand would not crack my top four. Okay. All right.
Yeah. It
Um,
barely got in.
let's
I
see
think if I
here.
owned more Cartier, they would have beat out Rolex, but I've owned more Rolex, so
Four favorite brands. Rolex for Dib. Hey, he's honest.
yeah.
Got to be honest with that. Um, but I mean, so these are the four. I mean, but are these four still? Are they your favorite brands though? So even if you didn't own any of them, or
Um, I don't know. Yeah, probably. I would say right now. I don't know. Yeah, it's hard. I mean, they've been
yeah,
probably the watches that I've owned the most of. A lot. I've owned Omega, but they don't really resonate with me
yeah,
much. Yeah. So I don't know. I guess I've owned a bazillion Casios and
right.
Seikos, that's for sure. I've only owned one Moser, but yeah, like he said, it was always ran beautifully well, and I just like that the company has a sense of humor.
Hmm.
Some people get turned off by that, and I can see that, but to me, it's appealing for a brand that charges as much as they do for their watches. They don't take themselves too seriously. I think when you get up in that price point, a lot of people take themselves, or a lot of brands take themselves way too seriously.
Marcelo is very fond of his U.S. If for me right now, like my 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 favorite brands are brands because I'm so obsessed with neo vintage. GP, Cartier, and Frank Muller. Those are all my searches now these days, and that's the only
Frank
the
Mueller,
yeah. I mean, I want a Casablanca. I want to add the right one. I mean, there's several different variations of it, but that's got to be the right one. I want to add one. It's just like this neo vintage from the 90s and the early 2000s, these tonneau shapes, like the Cartier Roadster, like the GP Richeville. That's just like right now, it's just really appealing to me. And although probably I'm not interested in any other Frank Muller, maybe in a Long Island, but Cartier just has a lot to choose from that I want. I mean, I still, I love that the drive. I love the Santos, of course, and the Rosa. Those just watches that I want. I just want, and and a Pasha.
yeah.
I love the Pasha. You
I
know,
think Topper has one right now, the
yeah, they do.
salmon one. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Um,
I don't
but
know, in person, I don't know, they weren't for me.
they weren't
I've
for you.
seen
No,
I've
no,
seen them a
it's
bunch in
not for
person.
everybody.
Yeah,
It
they're
really isn't for everybody because it feels like even though you can get like bigger ones, right? At 40 millimeter, 42 millimeter, I think. It feels like it's a woman's watch. I think that's
yeah,
what it comes down to.
yeah.
But they definitely have men's sizing, and they made it for men as well.
Oh,
So
yeah. I think the one they have is 41 and 40,
yeah, yeah,
41.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. So and then you put like if you get the one with the grid guard on the dial,
yeah. I mean,
I'm
yeah,
out
they
there.
make a statement, that's for sure.
Absolutely.
I got asked about I was wearing my, Lions watch on, last Friday night.
Yeah,
So I went to a horror movie screening at a brewery with my friend, and we went to, like, this horror movie themed bar after.
yeah, yeah.
And, it's so funny, 2 bald late 40s guys, and we're dressed the same, like, black T-shirts, and, like, 2 different, like, younger women were like, "You guys, like, what's going on with you 2?" And we're like, we didn't even start the night out together. We just, we wear black T-shirts, and we happen to be bald." Anyway, one of them was like, "So what's the story with this?" She looked at my watch. She's like, Is it fake? It's okay if it's fake. I don't mind." I was like, "No, it's not." But I was like, "Oh, this girl's, asking me about my watch." So,
Yeah, yeah. No, nobody asked me about my watch either.
yeah. That was the first time I think it's almost ever happened.
Like maybe like once, maybe twice in the last like 7 years, somebody's asked me about my watch, and that's
Yeah. I think the only people that already know I'm into watches will ask, but
yeah. Same here, same here. But it's just a
she
random,
wore it and tried it on. She was like, "Oh, this thing's beautiful." She's
yeah.
like, "You sure it's not fake?" Like, "No, it's not." It would be lighter.
Oh man, I gotta love it. You gotta love it. Hey man, well we made it. We made it through another one.
Yes. Yes.
This
We
one,
did
this
it.
one's done and dusted, and we got a minute to spare. Um, hey, Lidl Legion, Ladle Legion.
Yes, the
I'm
Ladle
saying it
Legion.
right. You were awesome tonight. Really, totally
Yes,
appreciate
thank you,
it.
Ladle Legion.
Hey, please catch Clayton's podcast. Link in the description below.
Yeah, there was no
Anything?
episode this week because I was supposed to do she was, like, putting it off all weekend, and I held out hope for Sunday night that she'd wanna
Yeah,
record, and, she's like, "Nah, just maybe next weekend." So we're definitely going to do it this weekend.
awesome, awesome.
So I did not do an episode this week. I probably won't get to it, but, I promise, Mrs. Watchdog will be on this week.
Yeah,
She's nervous about it. I was like, "We talk all the time. It's just us.
yeah,
So
yeah.
it's just microphones." It's,
Absolutely, and it's
she's
fun.
like her coworkers actually listen, so, she's a little
That's
nervous that they're
awesome.
gonna hear her, yeah, a lot of doctors and, technicians and stuff are into watches, so, yeah, that's why she was excited to bring the tutor we're sharing to work,
That's
to show
awesome.
everybody, so,
That's
yeah,
awesome. Awesome.
yeah.
Well then, everybody have a great rest of your week, and we'll see you next week for another episode of Watch Soup. Have
Yes.
a good one. Take care.
We'll work on
Good
those
night.
T-shirt designs.
Yeah, yeah.
Good night.
Good night.